All right, man. So I'm back at it with another one. And I was thinking about something, and that is the way we treat each other and the way we disrespect each other almost on a daily basis. It's shocking to me, but I think it just shows how sometimes, in our society, common courtesy goes out the window. But let me just kind of show you what I'm talking about, and then I'll come back with my thoughts as usual.
Tonight, the woman accused of pushing an older woman off an MBTA bus is behind bars. 32-year-old Liz Pineda is charged with assault and battery on a person over 60 causing injury. The 63-year-old victim caught on camera landing on her face.
The victim went to the hospital, stated that she has no memory of the assault, has a concussion, a broken blood vessel in the neck and eye.
This happened on the 28 bus in Roxbury, near the suspect's home. The bus driver saying it was overcrowded and the suspect wanted to get off with her baby, but the victim was in her way. Cell phone video captures the rest. An argument ensues, culminating in the suspect shoving the other lady off. The suspect then getting off and walking away with her 3-month-old baby. Transit police sharing these photos, trying to identify her, but prosecutors say it was people in the comments of this widely circulated social media video who shared her identity.
That person was later identified again by two anonymous people, and then subsequently again by neighbors.
It's clear that from the description, even as read by the district attorney, that the woman who was preventing her from and her child from exiting the bus.
Pineda's defense attorney says she was on her way back from a doctor's appointment for her baby. That baby's father in court threatening us after.
I say something else, they'll get hurt. This out, got my face.
Now, MBTA General Manager Phil Ng saying in a statement in part, quote, "The public deserves a safe transportation system, and I want them to know that this conduct will not be tolerated anywhere on our system." Live here in Rock.
All right, man. A simple act of patience or respect can go a long way, but there are people out there, some people who treat others like obstacles. They don't treat them like neighbors. They don't treat them like community members. They treat them as something that's in the way. And to me, that's dangerous. We had a similar situation out here in Las Vegas not too long ago where an elderly man, he was pushed off the bus and he fell and hit his head on the concrete, and he later uh, died, from his injuries. But stuff like this, I think, is deeply concerning because you have some people out here who lack self control, and they will, damn near destroy others and their lives over something so small. And she did all of that with her child there. She was with her child, I think three, yeah, they said 3 months, 3-month old baby. So instead of focusing on her own safety and the safety of her child, she exploded with rage. You see, these are the type of people that you don't want to be around. But unfortunately, when you're out in public, um, you really don't have a choice. You don't have a choice when you're out in public and being on a train or a bus or just in these crowded places. You can't choose who's around you. And on one hand, some people will be calm, respectful, and decent, but then you got others who, uh, are reckless, angry, and they're ready to explode. They're looking for a confrontation. But for this woman to do something like that, I mean, it's uncalled for. If she would do something like that to this elderly woman, what else is she capable of? I mean, if you can't control yourself and you fly off the handle like that, I mean, what happens in other situations? If she handles a minor inconvenience, because that's what it was a minor inconvenience because this woman was moving slow. Um, what would happen in a bigger conflict? And I know a lot of times, we get impatient. Uh, and I know a lot of us, we've been in places like, for example, the grocery store. When you get in the checkout line, um, you may be behind somebody who may move slower than what you would like, and we have to, for many of us, I think, we have to kind of check ourselves. I mean, being frustrated, it's normal. But like I said, most of us, we know how to check ourselves, and maybe we vent about it in our heads, but we don't turn around and physically assault somebody over it. And if she was really in such a hurry to get off the bus, why not help this lady out? If she's moving so slow, um, offer to help her out, help guide her down the stairs. You don't push her out the bus then to where she falls on the concrete. But if she would have just maybe offered to help, that way she could have gotten off the bus faster and everybody just could have went their separate ways. But instead, like I was saying, she saw this woman as an obstacle, and she had a choice either to help or hurt. And sadly, she chose the worst possible option. So, I think people need to stop being, in such a rush these days, because we see it all the time, whether we're in traffic, at the grocery stores, or like in this case, on public transportation. Everybody's in a rush these days. And so if everybody's in a rush, I think what ends up happening is stuff like this, where patience disappears and empathy goes out the window. And in her case, her short temper got her locked up. Instead of being at home bonding with her child, she now has to take time out to deal with legal stuff and face a legal battle and be looking at time behind bars. And that's the price that you pay for uh, letting your emotions get out of control, not checking yourself, um, because it doesn't just affect your life or the person that you lash out at. It destroys the world of the people who depend on you. You know what I'm saying? So look, just stop acting like every bit of kindness is optional, or just stop acting like kindness is optional in general. We got to stop being so impatient. um, Basic decency should not be thrown out, because when that disappears, all that's left is selfishness, impatience, and in this case, violence. So y'all take care, stay safe, and just make better choices. Peace, y'all.